President Obama's effort to protect millions of illegal immigrants facing deportation now on hold after a judge blocked that executive action, at least for now. The man leading that charge and the legal challenge is with me now. That's Texas Governor Greg Abbott. And, sir, good morning to you down there in Austin, Texas. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Good morning. Great to be back with you again.
You were on television last night and you said, quote, "We will win all the way." Why?
We will win because of Barack Obama's words himself. If you recall, Barack Obama said 22 times that he did not have the authority to pass a sweeping law like he did through executive action. And then the day after he issued this executive action, he said, quote, "I just changed the law." And then again yesterday, when he was commenting on this lawsuit, he said he had to act because Congress failed to act. What all that does, it sets up the problem with Barack Obama's theory behind this all along, and that is it is only Congress, not the president, that has the authority to issue laws on immigration. The president is making up these laws out of whole cloth. In fact, that's exactly what the judge said in this case, and that is that the president, through the DHS, was making this up from scratch. That contradicts the authority granted to the executive branch in the Constitution.
Well, as you can imagine, he is arguing the complete opposite and says he will win. This is what he said in that comment from yesterday.
This is not the first time where a lower court judge has blocked something or attempted to block something that ultimately was shown to be lawful. And I'm confident that it is well within my authority and the tradition of the executive branch's prosecutorial discretion to execute this policy.
Also said he'll get better border security because of it. You'll be able to go after criminals in the country you're here illegally or doing bad stuff, and to bring the illegals out of the shadows and bring them into American society. Why is he wrong?
He's completely wrong on what you heard him just say, where he said that this was prosecutorial discretion. Prosecutorial discretion is when a prosecutor chooses not to prosecute someone for whatever reason. Here, what they're doing is not prosecutorial discretion. What they're doing instead is taking this massive group of more than 1 million people and not just not prosecuting them, but actually giving them affirmative benefits. The trial judge was specifically clear on this issue, and that is when you give benefits to those who are in violation of the law, that is not prosecutorial discretion. That is rewriting a law that Congress has already written. What the president is doing is making up his own law on immigration, and that is something he does not have the authority to do as the president.
What the judge also talked about was letting the genie out of the bottle, and talked about the burden on the states. What is the burden on the states if this goes through? Explain that.
Well, sure. Already the burden has been immense on the state of Texas, for example. You can remember the scene from last year when we saw thousands of people coming across the border, and those people are required actually by federal law to be assimilated into our schools, into our healthcare systems, into the state fiscal burden to take care of these people. And what the judge was talking about is that if the program began today as it was originally intended, the state of Texas was going to incur additional costs in ways that may make it impossible to back out of. So the judge was correct in issuing the injunction.
And that was the opinion he made, too. Yeah. Quickly, I've got a minute left here, so let's go through it fast. The government will no longer accept applications pending the ruling from the court. I would. It's a standard move, is it?
It's a standard move to stay, to hold the status quo until the courts can decide this.
Okay, now the 4 million illegals, or what have they talked about in this case, whatever the number is, they're in limbo, right? They are in limbo until this is decided. What happens to them?
What happens to them is that they will continue to live the way that they have been living unless and until Congress and the president are able to work out a system of immigration reform, which is the way it is supposed to work.
Or
the president does not have
or if the Supreme Court upholds this judge's rule or strikes it down. Is that ultimately what you anticipate?
Yes, I do anticipate it going to the Supreme Court, and I anticipate us winning because the President of the United States does not have dictatorial authority to decide what the law is in the United States of America.
Governor, thank you for your time. Greg Abbott out of Austin, Texas. Thank you.
Thank you.